Hey there, friends. It's Debbie, your friendly Live, Love, Beach to Bay realtor who's stopping by with flags in our hand because guess what? The iconic weekend, Memorial Day, is upon us. Is it really the start of summer? So we're going to debate that because, for gosh sakes, I've got on a hoodie, I've got on sweatpants, it's a little chilly right now, but I'm going to ask again, is Memorial Day truly the kickoff to the summer season? Well, here in Coastal Delaware, we have our thoughts, and I'm going to share them with you. And I'm going to wave my flags occasionally through this video and hope that you're going to hit that button, subscribe, stick around to the end of the video, maybe stay for another one. But I'm hoping that you're really being energized, informed, and excited with these videos about everything Coastal Delaware. So, Debbie, Live, Love, Beach to Bay, here for another episode. I'd like to say that I am a beach fan. I'm also a fan of crab cakes, although at some other video I tell you that my very favorite shellfish is lobster, but that's because I'm from New England. But I have really embraced and adopted that love of crab cakes and everything crab, because if you're going to live in Coastal Delaware, literally on the edge of coastal Maryland, you've got to be a crab fan. You've got to be a fan of flip-flops. You've got to be a fan of the beach. You've got to be a fan of sunrises and sunsets, but most importantly, you've got to be a fan of this unbelievable beach lifestyle. So is Memorial Day really the official or unofficial kickoff to summer? Well, based on the traffic that I've been experiencing for the last few days, I would say it absolutely is the unofficial / official kickoff to summer. So seems like people are in their cars and they're ready to experience everything that I love about Coastal Delaware. So what have we got going on for Memorial Day? Well, we know that we've got traffic. We've got schools out, at least for the weekend, not officially for the end of the year, but school is definitely out for the holiday. We've also got beach umbrellas popping up. Oh, and here's another downer. Parking is a pay to park again in all of the coastal towns. So would recommend that all of you, whether you live here, play here, visit here, or just are kind of thinking about it, download that Park mobile app. Makes really parking in all of these beach towns pretty convenient. Not going to talk about the price of that because it's gone up a little bit, but yes, download that Park mobile app. Makes really parking easy. Can do it with a credit card, can do it with Apple Pay, can do it with Google Pay, etc. But it makes it pretty easy. And the nice thing is if you're sitting on the beach and reclining in one of those great beach chairs, maybe with a libation in your hand, maybe with an umbrella over your head, you can actually extend your parking just by hitting the app. So that's kind of a pretty cool thing. And that again is all up and down Coastal Delaware. So what are the other signs that Memorial Day is the unofficial kickoff to summer? Well, your neighbor's been power washing his deck since February, and maybe he's done. You've got people toting coolers through the streets because they're on their way to the beach for some kind of a cooler party, okay? But then we've again got that traffic, which we talked about. We've got parking that is back to being enforced in a pay-to-play scenario. We've got the pups who are no longer welcome on the boardwalks or the beach because that typically happens on or about May 15th. And since Memorial Day is the last Monday in the month of May, we know that the pups are no longer allowed on the boardwalks and the beach. So all of those are really adding up to the fact that yes, it is Memorial Day and it's time to kick off summer. The other thing that's happening is that the restaurants, the boutiques, the eateries, they're all filling up. So if you didn't make a reservation, you're probably either eating at 4 p.m. or post 9 p.m. or you're getting a great slice of pizza, you're gonna get some boardwalk fries, you're gonna get a soft serve ice cream, and you're gonna call that dinner. I call that boardwalk food, and I call it fabulous. So what about those crowds? So we've gone from having our local streets and our local eateries, etc., being pretty manageable to all of a sudden there's crowds and there's lines and there's, you've got to wait everywhere you go. I love it. I love the fact that the crowd is coming back, that they're literally coming back to my beach town, to my coastal Delaware, and they're saying, we love it here and we just want to enjoy more. Memorial Day also has kind of a somber overtone. We are absolutely thanking all of those who served, who have served, who continue to serve, and or who will serve, because I call this the land of the free because of the brave. So while we may be tossing a burger on the grill, we may be putting our toes in the sand, we may be considering those really, really chilly temps in the ocean to wade on in, but at the end of the day, this is a weekend that is also intended to recognize all that have gone, all that will go, so that we can enjoy this unbelievable land of the free because of the brave. But back to, is it really the unofficial kickoff to summer? Okay, we're gonna take a poll, okay? And I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to see you comment on my video. I'd love you to reach out to me, text me, email me. Remember, I even answer to smoke signals. Let me know what you really think. Is this the unofficial kickoff to summer? So I'm gonna take another moment to pause and talk about the meaning of Memorial Day, because there are an awful lot of somber and very thoughtful and very respectful moments that are going on. There's going to be some wonderful ceremonies in Bethany Beach. There's going to be some flag and wreath laying in Lewis, and there's going to be some also very memorable and momentous recognition of all of those individuals that have gone before us in Rehoboth Beach. So I just want to let you know that while we often talk about the Memorial Day weekend being that unofficial kickoff to summer, I'm going to take a more poised and respectful moment now and talk about the fact that there is really unbelievable meaning and really respect that needs to go into this weekend as well. So I'm holding the American flag, and I proudly hold it up and hold it up a little bit higher, because I am extraordinarily privileged to live in what I regard the greatest nation on earth. So we've got a jam-packed Route 1. Now, Route 1, for those of you who may not realize it, Route 1 stretches the entire coastal Delaware landscape. It starts up in the Wilmington area, traverses through Dover, and then of course we arrive in coastal Delaware, and it really is your gateway to everything coastal Delaware. It certainly, meanders through Lewis and Rehoboth and Dewey and Bethany and Fenwick, and then of course if you cross the line, you're going to enter into coastal Maryland as well. You're going to have parking lots that are a little bit chaotic. You're going to have all of the local eateries, including, we've got our share of Wawas here. So if you're familiar with Wawa, Wawa is a wonderful fast food. You can even get gas. You can do a lot out of Wawa. Wawa's corporate headquarters happen to be in Aston, Pennsylvania, Media, Pennsylvania, right next to where I raised my family. So I am a pretty big Wawa fan, but you're going to have Wawas that are packed with travelers and beachgoers, etc. And you're going to have those beachgoers that are going to be playing Dodge the Seagull on the beach while they're trying to eat their boardwalk fries. You're also going to have, and I love to see this, sandy kids. You're going to see the occasional little bit of sunburn, and at least one inflatable flamingo flying across the beach, or flying across a community, or flying across a yard. So yes, it's chaotic. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's family oriented. And yes, there's a bit of respect and really honoring of all of our individuals that have served, continue to serve, and or will serve in the future, so that we can enjoy all of the unbelievable freedoms and privilege of living in the United States of America. So, in summary, it's chaos, it's community, and we wouldn't have it any other way, okay? So that's why I absolutely believe. So I'm answering my own poll. I asked you to comment, do you think Memorial Day is the unofficial start to summer? I'm gonna tell you unabashedly, the answer is absolutely yes. So what can you do this holiday weekend as it approaches each and every one of us? You can attend a ceremony. You can pay tribute and give thanks. You can get to the beach early, because if you don't get to the beach early, you may not get that primo spot that you're looking for. You can grill something, whether it's a burger, whether it's a hot dog, whether it's a piece of shellfish, whether it's a veggie burger. You know, we want to be very all-inclusive. So your barbecue, your way, whatever suits your fancy. You can book a table, okay? You should have done it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. You tried to book a table today for Memorial Day. You are eating a late lunch or an extremely late dinner. You are certainly not getting a primo reservation, okay? You need to apply sunscreen like you're frosting a cake. So that means thick and lather it up. I am much as I love a great tan and I love that bronze glow, I have become a huge fan of sunscreen for the obvious reasons. Okay, here's the other thing I'm gonna ask you. Wave at a neighbor. And I will tell you that Coastal Delaware is extraordinarily friendly. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I live here, I play here, I work here, and I thrive here. And I absolutely believe that this is one of the friendliest areas to live, work, play, thrive, etc. So wave at that neighbor, say Happy Memorial Day, thank a veteran, thank a current individual who's serving, and most importantly, put your hand over your heart and remind yourself that this is an unbelievably great nation to live in. Thanks for stopping by. Hit subscribe. Stay around for another edition of Living, Loving Beach to Bay. Debbie, your realtor. Today it wasn't much about the reasons you want to move here, but how about the reasons you just want to come here and play here? Coastal Delaware, your holiday destination. Quick real estate moment. Memorial Day also kicks off the hottest time of the year in the Coastal Delaware housing market. Buyers are rolling in, open houses are buzzing, and if you're thinking about buying or selling, now is the time to reach out to a trusted, valued, and highly respected realtor. Doesn't have to be me, but I would certainly love to help each and every one of you if this is something that you're thinking about. So is Memorial Day the unofficial start to summer? Some say yes, some say no, some say maybe. But one thing is very true. It is Coastal Delaware's way of saying, let the fun begin. So from honoring our heroes to hitting the sand, from cookouts to crab feasts, this weekend is where it all starts. So let's fire up the grills, grab the sunscreen, get ready to live, love Beach to Bay all summer long. If you liked my video, please hit the subscribe button. If you're kind of so-so, stick around for another video. I've got a couple of great topics coming your way soon. Have a great Memorial Day. Remember, raise a flag, thank a veteran, and most importantly, put your hand over your heart.